All right, governors, hello, and welcome back to Juicy J Podcast. I'm J Book 710.
And I'm Lex.
Lex in the city. And today we're going to be talking about overcoming things from your past or your childhood. We kind of talked about what we were going to discuss this week, and this is something that Lex kind of thought of. Like, we talk about this stuff all the time. All the time. We were talking about last night, too. And just like navigating when you're feeling stuck or in a rut, or you feel like something from your past keeps coming up and biting you in the butt. So that rhymed.
Which I feel like happens a lot when you are entering a new chapter, right? Because
Oh yeah.
I was single for a long time and didn't have to focus on any really of the things that come up in a relationship, right? Like you forget that you went through things in your relationship, right? You feel healed. You're like, I'm ready to date again.
Until it happens.
And then something happens and you're like, oh my God.
I feel it. Yeah. I feel that burn in my throat. Yeah, I definitely understand. And it's also like understanding your partner and how to discuss with them like those feelings that you have too, and like just that's just in relationships and stuff, and like really anyone, if you have like an authority figure or somebody who's in your life, like a coworker or a boss that's speaking to you a certain way, and like there's certain things that you feel like you need to discuss with that person, or your feelings, like you want to be able to discuss that, and so you can move past it. So you kind of have to like address the issue. But we're going to dive into that today. We did have a Q&A that was put up, and we got a couple of suggestions on things that people felt like they needed to change from their past, or like, overcome in their past, that might be affecting their life right now.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was kind of funny, but also
I just want to acknowledge that I am 2 days sober, no Mary Jane.
Wow.
Because that's hard. And I really normally am zooted right now and struggling. So if you're trying to do that, you can do it.
Yes,
with
overcoming addiction. I'm not sober. I just hit the cart, hit Hillary Puff. But we went through a tea break not too long ago, and that changed my tolerance for sure. What was it?
We were dreaming, and you almost greened out for the first time.
I did green out for the first time. I was like puking at your graduation party. It was insane. I was like, what is happening? And like the room was spinning. We were watching music videos.
And girls can hang, so I don't know what.
Yeah, I can typically we took 500 milligrams each on the river that one day and drank and all that stuff, and we're smoking.
Yeah, normally that's
fine. That's normal. But after we took the tea break, I literally was like, we smoked one bowl. Yeah, it was crazy. So if you do want to take a tea break to kind of cleanse yourself, there's like a lot of good things for it. But I also like it, and I probably will end up going on a tea break here soon because the stash is getting low.
This was my boyfriend's idea. I can't even take credit.
He does step into that a lot. Yeah,
I've been meaning to do so, but it's hard. It's not easy, man. So support systems for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have somebody with you on certain things, like holding accountability and just having motivation too for it.
I literally was like, I could smoke right now and he wouldn't know.
Yeah,
but I would know that he didn't.
And then you would have to go tell him because you guys are like that. Well, duh. You guys have a healthy relationship, damn it. Anyway. Okay, yeah. So, congratulations.
Thanks. 2 days.
Okay, so we posted on the gram today, and our question, what we posted was, what is something you feel you have to overcome in your past? I had a friend that said my family hating me. And honestly, like, I get that. Like, I've been through certain things in my family where, like, I had to set boundaries and certain things to be able to take care of myself and my happiness, because I wasn't really receiving the same type of energy on the other side of that family member. And so there's definitely times in my past where, like, when I had issues with a family member, it was setting boundaries and, like, obviously trying to discuss what the issue is. Like, is it something that you did, or is it something that you have to change, or maybe they have to change?
Right? Or are you gay and they're homophobic?
Yeah.
Because that's not something to be sorry for.
Yeah. That's definitely not something to be sorry for. So there's definitely, we just saw that post with the Mormon kid. And that was a good, like this gay, there's a lot of gay. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that right now. But definitely like setting boundaries. Like if you need to take a step away from your family, as hard as it is and as close as you may be to them, because there's a lot of families that are close, but there's also the toxicity in the closeness. Like there's not a healthy boundary, or there's not a healthy boundary set, or you guys are all just learning how to heal from like generational trauma and things that were just passed down through grandparents, and keep going on down the list. But
Well, why does your family hate you?
good question.
Because right there, you just need to decide if that's something.
What's he locked his bow out and now he's pissed?
Pissed.
He's like,
He's trying to do everything he can to make noise right now.
Why does your family hate you?
Yeah, why does your family hate you? And is the block that you have your inability to say sorry? Like, are you struggling to apologize for something? Because apologizing can be very, very difficult, especially if you're not comfortable doing that, especially if your family's dynamic is typically ones that do not apologize. It can be really hard, especially if you're standing on business, right? Like if it's something you're passionate about that you don't want to apologize for, maybe just trying to come to level ground. But is doing that going to hinder what growth you've already made, right? Like they're not supporting you in something. So definitely need more information on that
Yeah.
to give better advice there.
And I was gonna say too, like if something happened to where like I don't know, like there's been times in the past where I've seen families get into it very aggressively,
Mm-hmm.
and then the next day nothing happened. Like they just go back to normal. And like I'm just thinking in my head, like if something happened and feelings were hurt and things were said, and then you guys are angry at each other, and then you just like go back to normal, like if your feelings are still hurt from whatever happened, that's valid. And again, that's something that you need to discuss if you do want to mend that relationship with your family and stuff like that, or your friends, whoever you're in it with. But
A hard pill for me to swallow, and this is going to come off harsh, and I'm not trying to come off harsh, but typically the coward in the situation distance themselves and is too big-headed
prideful.
to say sorry or to acknowledge the other person's perspective and or feelings. And I think you will seek a lot of relief when you can understand where they're coming from. And maybe that is just being like, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I was never trying to do that. This is where I was coming from. That just gives you so much more weight lifted off your shoulders being there and having the ball in their court, right? Like you said your apologies, you tried to level with them, you tried to compromise and or like discuss where you were coming from while acknowledging their feelings. I think you'll have a lot more relief when you can be like, well, I
tried.
tried to mend, like
Yeah.
now it's the ball's in their court versus being like, well, they're never going to talk to me again.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to message me.
And that's where you have to keep in mind, like, it's your happiness, it's your life that you get to live. And like, you make those choices for yourself to set those boundaries, to wait for that person to come around, or for you to take accountability and apologize. Or, obviously it depends on the situation, but it's just kind of addressing the problem and seeing how you can move forward together with growth and like maybe even a plan. Like, say, like, okay, so like if this is the issue, then maybe like next time we talk about it, or we kind of like just let it go if you guys both are ready to let it go and like leave it in the past. And like you have to move forward with better actions though, and like respect that person releasing that from their grudges and stuff, because holding a grudge is like the worst thing in the world. Like
I also am curious to like what family members hate you. Is this is this your immediate family that you see every Christmas or that you want to see every Christmas? It sounds like it's
Right.
obviously heavy on you. So like traditionally, most families want what's best for you. Like I have asshole siblings, but
Love you guys.
but I obviously want what's best for them, even when they're challenging me constantly. Like I want what's best for them, or even when we're not like talking, or if I'm seeing things differently, like I still want what's best for them. And so even if that's the conversation you have, like I still can't support like what you're doing, but I want what's best for you might give you like a lot of clarity and not have so much resentment and stuff built up and might allow you to move forward in healing in those in
Absolutely.
that.
Absolutely. Sometimes I get an Australian accent. Just kidding. Okay, that was good. And I think we kind of touched on that pretty well. Like, we obviously don't know the situation. I'm not a licensed therapist, but give me a call. No, just joking. All right. Our answer number 2 was actually a really good one. And I think it's very relatable. And that's just kind of with a lot of things that you can move over into a new relationship when you're getting out of a toxic one or things like that. But something that this person had to overcome or is trying to overcome was being cheated on and having to remember not to push the trauma into the new partner and bringing that into your new relationship. And like Lexi and I can both like we talk about anxieties all the time. We're both in like healthy relationships right now, and it's like something we're not used to almost. It's like, oh, I can actually talk about my feelings and bring up my insecurities, and I just it's literally I know it's hard too sometimes and it feels goofy, but like there's times where I've literally had to ask my boyfriend for reassurance. Like I really appreciate it, and I appreciate reassurance. But no, just joking. But like it's just one of those things where it can be uncomfortable to have a conversation of like, hey, this is something that's happened in my past, and it's something that I'm trying to move forward from, and I don't want to push that onto you. I want to trust you. I want to be able to like understand how you love me too, and like that this is not something that I need to worry about. So it's really just bringing up those topics. Like if something shady is going on, then maybe yeah, definitely be like, hey, what the hell is this? Like,
Well, that's when it comes to action. It is not their words. It is not their
right.
words. It is their
Oh,
action. They can say, they can acknowledge that you're feeling that way. They can say that they are going to do better. They can say that they understand where you're coming from. But if they're still leaving you unread, if they're still not communicating with you, if they're still hanging out with the boys and not telling you any plans or
mm,
details, the men typically will set the standard at the beginning of the relationship. And so if you're going to expect that from them throughout the entire relationship. Therefore, when they start slipping up, it's okay for you to bring it back up and say, hey, you used to text me all the time. Hey, you used to come over every Friday after work. You're not doing that anymore. That is weird. Their
yeah.
actions are no longer matching their words. Babe, I love you. Babe, I want to do this. I want you to feel this way. Okay, make me feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's okay to recognize that they're doing that. Let them apologize, let them acknowledge the situation, but don't let it happen again.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how you get stuck in those relationships and you don't think that
They're gonna continue
right,
that and
and
then
they
they
love you
do.
because they're saying they love you. They're saying all the right things. They say they want to change. They say they want to be better.
I'm
Let
having flashbacks.
make you leaving them is going to make them better because you're not going to tolerate that. So
Mm-hmm.
if you actually if they can do it with you there, but don't hold their hands. Let them fucking be better.
And if they don't change if you leave them, like then that's on them. They're not your problem anymore. Like if
Yeah.
they want to keep the same toxic cycles and keep doing that stuff and keep hurting people and themselves really at the end of the day, like let them. That's Mel Robbins for you.
Yeah, let
Let the
them.
motherfucker do it because
Mhm.
you don't want to surround yourself with the energy that's not going to set you up for your highest success or to make you your happiest. And I think like having a healthy relationship and this person, I don't obviously know like details into their relationship, but like they seem like they have a great relationship and a healthy enough relationship to where like they can like comfortably communicate with each other just because they're very both sweet people and stuff. So,
Something that me and my boyfriend do, like we will literally acknowledge the feeling and then the conversation. Like I'll be
mm,
like, what you just said just made me feel very anxious. I'll like get emotional and I'll start choking, like joking on my words. And like sometimes when those emotions come, like I want to cry, even though like
oh my gosh,
I don't know what I'm feeling right now. All I know is what you just said right now triggered something, and I don't know how to appropriately respond.
process.
So
Yeah.
like I will literally be like, nope, what you just said like really hurt my feelings. Please give me like 5 seconds. Like, please just give me 5 minutes. Because like in past relationships, it was always like, no, tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what you're feeling.
Fire immediately.
No, why are you feeling that way? It's stupid that you're feeling sad. It's stupid that you're feeling whatever. And like they
Right.
might not be saying those exact words, but they're making me feel like what they just said shouldn't have hurt my feelings.
Mhm.
And so instead, that's kind of a sign to him and to me when he's like, oh, I don't like that you just like raised your voice, or oh, I don't like, or like, oh, I feel kind of defensive right now. I'm not really sure why I'm feeling defensive, but like I can feel myself being defensive.
Yeah.
And kind of what I wanted to say a little bit earlier about just like not pushing your traumas onto your ex partner or new partner is seriously allow yourself a time to be single then, because you need to feel it in your gut. Like, break up with your shitty man,
Yes.
and then stay single and sad, be sad, do whatever, be alone,
process
figure that
it.
out, because people need to do that. But then reflect, say, and how was I feeling during the times that he lied to me? Oh, I felt it in my gut. I didn't eat for so long. My heart rate was so high. I was chain vaping. I
Your
was chain
body
smoking.
knows.
I was up at 5 a.m. crying. I was throwing up. Oh my gosh, I was throwing up because my body was so anxious.
I was having dreams.
I remember after I broke up with my ex, we were sleeping with each other for a while after. Bad idea. Don't do that. But
she said what not to do
I
by
went,
Lexi.
Yeah, I went to his house and
I remember this.
I power puked. I'm like Shrek's baby. Fucking
yeah.
So hard in his toilet. And I walked out and he's like, why are you puking? I don't know. I didn't know. I was not self-aware. I literally just thought I had a bellyache. No, because it did continue to happen because I continued to sleep with him, and so I continued to get sick because your body tells you.
It literally knows. It'll and that's the thing too, is like just being in tune with your body and your emotions and stuff, and like that's the important part, because it will tell you, and you will get warnings.
And that's my biggest suggestion, and that's how some healthy couples will break up, because they didn't have the time to heal themselves. And so they are constantly taking their traumas out on their partner. And some couples will break up, heal a little bit more, reflect, go to therapy, do self-help, spend time alone, and then are able to come back together. That is the best way to be successful. But definitely figure out what your triggers are and what it looks like for you to feel uncomfortable, what it looks like the signs. Like, some people break out in like eczema breakouts, some people like break out in acne, some people binge eat, some people like have all these different things, and they blame themselves instead of blaming their nervous system reacting that way because their significant other treats them like shit. Yeah, so I guess my biggest suggestion is, if like you feel like you're constantly pushing those traumas, acknowledge it, try to do like self-reflection on those things, and then just be self-aware. Like, when they start raising their voice at you, like, oh, I'm starting to get defensive, or I can feel my throat chakra on fire. Like, I can feel like I need to say something.
That was me.
Like,
discussing your feelings, and then also like having the time to process them, to be able to communicate them properly, so that you guys don't blow up, because that's how it happens.
I'm lucky enough to have a partner now that has gone to therapy, was single for years in between to work on himself. And so like, he appreciates when I'm not complaining, I guess. He would yell at me for saying complaining, but communicating. And I think they're crazy things. Like, I think they're such silly matters. Like, I literally told him the other day, which sounds so shitty, but I told him, I was like, the gifts you want me, not for me. And that sounds so ungrateful, and that sounds so shitty, and that sounds so bottled up. But he was like, and I almost didn't want to share it, and I tried not sharing it. And he was like, nope, you need to tell me what's on your mind. Like, let's not sweep this under the rug. Whatever you're feeling matters. And when you have the right partner that values self-growth with you, those are the
it's not going to be an issue
or bend, or
because they're willing to also put in a different effort then, because that's a beautiful thing. Like, he was getting her things, and like it just wasn't typically what, and I've been in that situation in the past, and I had to voice that to my partner.
Yeah, your ex got you a wedding ring you didn't like.
I don't know if I ever told him that.
Well, if he's watching this, he can be a
That's
fan.
funny. Yeah. So things like that. There's little other things too where I was like, oh, that's not really what I would have picked, but like it was so uncomfortable. Yes, and it's not ever unappreciated. So, but definitely, yes, Lexi nailed it on the hammer. Like, take time to heal. And that's the thing too, is like she said, when you're in a healthier relationship, that partner will be there with you to grow and help you heal along the way. But you also have to you have to put in the action too, to make sure that you're looking at those things and saying, how can I fix them on my end so that I am not pushing them on my new partner?
Right. And put your pride aside. like just say it out loud. It's so
yeah.
weird to just say it out loud.
It
Like,
really is.
I'm projecting right now. I'm feeling this right now.
But then you get more comfortable
And aware.
communicating your feelings. And yeah, awareness is huge because I didn't even know, like, there's things in my past that I was like, I mean, I'm like, I was pretty good, you know what I mean? For like, I'm mostly a people pleaser. Like, that was my issue, like, just making sure that I was like trying to like give everyone what they wanted and not like giving it to myself, but like taking time to heal. And like I wasn't aware of what I was doing at the time or how things were being like constructed in my mind were totally different than what was like actually happening. Like for instance, like in my childhood, like I felt like I didn't have an outlet emotionally. So like nowadays I tend to hold back my feelings because I don't feel comfortable discussing. Nowadays I'm pretty comfortable discussing my feelings, which is something I'm still overcoming. But it is really just pushing past that. Oh, that is like me and Aaron talk about this all the time, my boss. Like you have to step outside of what you're comfortable with in order to grow. Like that is the biggest thing that I have learned in my life in the past 5 years probably is like I might struggle with this new thing or this new goal or this new way of living that I'm trying to like get into so that I can be happier, but also I'm doing it, and that's the most important part is just putting it into action so that you can get comfortable in living in that. And then after that, something else might come up and then you'll have to do it again and again. And it's just this evolving snowball effect of you growing from just pushing past that. Like don't be scared of that feeling. Don't be scared of that uncomfortable as
Acknowledge that it's uncomfortable. We
yes.
say it all the time.
Ugh.
This is so uncomfortable.
This is so weird. Me and Lexi have had serious conversations where
We're
like
this is so uncomfortable.
it is what it is, you know, like and honestly having a safe friendship and a comfortable place to be able to say the most outlandish shit or the most uncomfortable things. Like that's where you know that you have found a good people to be around, whether it's a friend, a partner, a company that you're working with, like things like that. To be able to voice your opinion is huge and your feelings, but also acknowledging and becoming more aware of your own actions and feelings is huge because like I said, like I wasn't aware of those things I was doing in the past. I do not hold those against myself though, you know? It's one of those things where you do have to let go like but there's things now that come up in your life that might affect it, but just kind of like sit on it, meditate, like kind of let it pass if it needs to pass. If you need to address it, address it. But like try to trust in yourself and your partner to be able to like move forward in a healthy manner and like Lexi said too like the actions like I love when people say love is a verb because the action of love is so much more different than just the word. So definitely, you know, meditate, medicate if you do. I'm just joking.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean like things like me and Lexi were talking about things that we've had to overcome in our past and like for me, people pleasing, the weight loss and like holding and overeating and things like that. Like these are just like physical common sense like things that I've struggled with, but definitely I have stepped into this was like when I was nannying. I was introduced to holistic healing and that's what helped me a lot and me and Lex have definitely stepped into more like the natural stuff like that. Like thankfully Lexi's, you know, on the same path as me and that's what brought us closer as friends too. But like just the holistic healing is what I recommend for most people on everything that comes up in their life because your body, like Lexi's saying, like it's reacting a certain way. Your body holds on to everything that you've been through in your life, literally in birth.
Ever
like
since you were little.
Literally since you were a baby infant coming out of your mama's coochie. Like her galleta. Just
right. No, even I mean like they say it all the time. There's like silly videos, but like the moms that put music on their baby. Well,
it's real.
Yeah.
It is very real. Like you are learning at such a young age and you absorb everything that you go through. And that's why I'm like, parenting is like going to be hard because like you're moving past generational traumas and learning how to speak and you know act differently for your children so that they can not go through exactly what you went through. But also it's like they hold on to those things. So like you might be reacting a certain way or feeling a certain way in a situation, but it's because someone said something to you when you were like 4 years old and you don't even know it. So like that's the type of stuff that I learned
But
in
your body does and your
your
nervous system
oh
knows.
yeah, hella knows. And that's the thing is like when you can get into that, there's this book that I love. It's called Feelings Never Die, Buried Alive. I don't know why I said it like that. It sounds
Mhm.
spooky, but it's really not. It's an amazing book, and Lexi actually got a whole card pamphlet for it. But it literally talks about like things that you might be struggling with in your life or physical
Holding on to
pain. There's like cancer in there, shoulder issues, back issues,
eczema,
literally
eye
cysts,
pain.
like everything, not everything, but pretty much everything you can think of
Mhm.
that your body might be reacting a certain way. But it tells you the things that you might need to meditate or work on in your life to be able to get past those things. And how many times I just got full body chills. How many times in my life have I gone through these processes of healing and working on those things that it lists, and you'll read the list and, not everything applies to you, but you'll see it and you'll feel what hits you. And you're like, oh, yeah, I have
Mhm.
been stubborn lately. Or I do, like for me, overeating. Like a lot of people have asked me about the weight loss, journey and stuff. And I always tell them, like, holistic healing is literally the way that I went to do that because I was able to retrain my brain because I wasn't giving myself enough love, the people pleasing. I was not allowing myself to feel loved the way that I needed to and to be able to take things for myself and like choose my own life and choose what I want to do with my life. So it's definitely interesting like looking at that book and overcoming those little things, and you can look at it 24/7. There's even a whole section in the beginning that like explains how our body holds on to things and things like that. But anyways, um definitely recommend holistic healing, and again, the awareness that comes from it and learning your body, your emotions. It's like mind, body, soul, like everything is connected. And then you'll also be able to like help other people and
Mhm.
like help understand them better and how you can love them differently or help them in what they're struggling with too. I mean,
I feel like something that people don't talk about a lot is that that journey is like pretty lonely because like a
oh,
lot of those
yeah,
times that you're reflecting, you're not hanging out with your homies, you're not chilling, you're like crying in your
in your
bedroom.
shower or
You're like
yeah,
sitting there bored thinking about why you feel so lonely, why you feel this way, why is this happening to me? You throw yourself a little pity party and then you have to pull yourself out of it. Like you cannot be the victim in your own
yes,
brain. Like you have to be like, damn, I'm in a lot of debt and I just keep getting in more debt because it makes me feel better to spend money. But it makes me feel like shit
being in debt.
as soon as I'm done because I'm in debt. I'm in lots of debt. And I relate. And from school, from moving, I've moved states many times, put myself in a lot of debt. And the you just can't pity yourself. Like you have to sit with it
Yeah,
and
the victim
decide that you're
mentality.
going to change it. And it's not comfortable and it's kind of boring, but
It's really dark too.
you can do things that make you proud of yourself, like little steps, like write the list out, start a payment plan.
Hmm.
Do like this is just for debt example,
This
but
is literally what I've been doing.
yeah, and me too. I mean, I have to stick with it regularly, but it's not fun. I'm not like excited about it. I mean, I get excited when I start paying things off and when I see my
Your
credit
credit
score
going
go
up.
up and stuff. Like
Yeah.
we talk about it all the
I'm
time.
like texting Lex. I'm like, mine just
Little
went up
wins,
11 points.
8 points.
Oh, John and Becca will like compete with each other.
Yeah, that's
I'm
awesome.
like, this is so funny, but adulting.
But yeah, it's not a comfortable feeling, and you're definitely calling yourself out a lot. I'm not a big journaler. My brain just moves
Oh,
too fast. So
ADHD is
it's
real.
it's really hard for me to journal, but that works for a lot of people because
Mhm.
they'll go back and read where they were a month ago, or they'll process things down, or like process what they're going through.
I'm
Um,
just laughing at my journals. It's like, hey, I'm finally journaling again. This is what I'm going through.
that's my
I'll
entry
journal
every time.
2 days later, and then it's like, hey, it's been 8 months or a year. And I'm like,
Finally journaling again. Gonna
yeah,
be good this time.
10 days later, not even.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just a
out.
school supply slut. I just love a good journal, even
I
though I
mean, we have
don't.
post-it notes everywhere, and I have a bunch of notes in my journals and stuff, or
Mine's my planner. I
my
write in
notes
my
section.
planner and I write details of like events in my planner. I like to go
Yeah.
back and look at like where I was and what I did and stuff like that. But
Hmm.
Yeah, it's hard for me to write my thoughts because I feel like my brain's like 7 sentences down.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think definitely the victim mentality thing though is real. Like even for me, like I realized even in my past relationship, like I had to change my life regardless if my partner was going to.
Hmm.
Like I had to make those changes for myself so that I can be happier, be healthier, and nobody else is going to save you. Like that's the biggest thing that I learned too is like nobody else is
Hmm.
going to save you. They can't change your problems and you can't fix other people's problems either as much as you want to. Like that's the people pleaser in me. Like I would drain myself trying to make other people happy and I didn't even realize that I was crashing out all the time and I was depressed because
I,
yeah.
in high school, I remember this is kind of related, but again, being self aware. I used to skip seventh and eighth period to go and smoke with my friends. And I love those friends.
Yeah.
I don't even care that they go and skip school and do whatever. But I had to stop hanging out with those friends,
Mhm.
not because I was judging them for what they were doing. They stopped being my friends because they felt that I was judging them and that I
Right.
was too cool to
Go smoke with
do
them.
that. But no, I was too cool for school. I needed to get back my ass back to school.
Right.
Um, but I knew myself. I knew I was going to give into temptation. I knew that I had trouble saying no. That's being self-aware. I have a hard time saying no when it's a good time. I have a hard time when I'm at parties saying no to drinks and
Mhm.
to our friend Mary Jane. Like I want to do it. I even though I will spend all week telling myself you're not going to do it. You're fine. You don't need to drink to have fun. You don't need to smoke to have fun, and I'll still do it.
Mhm.
And so knowing that for a while until I've created this habit, I need to remove myself from these people.
Mhm.
That's being self-aware. That's knowing that you're not strong enough right now
Right.
to be in that environment. And that's the
Absolutely.
same thing with like your ex. Don't be in locations with him if it's
Right.
that hard for you to get over them.
Right. And it's okay to take time for yourself. Like that's the biggest thing. Like you get to choose the life that you live and how happy you are really with what you surround yourself with. And like if you have people around you who are like draining you and taking you out, like that's when you need to come in, set boundaries, also reflect on yourself and how you can be a better person and maybe even be more patient with certain things. But I definitely think like taking yourself out and making those choices for what life you want to live is the biggest thing is like you can't control other people and you can't even control what happens to you. You can just control how you react to things. And so that's just like my biggest advice is like take accountability for your actions as well. Try to become more self-aware through your mind, body, and soul and all those things because that is what's going to help you grow and learn through your life. Like Lexi was saying, it's uncomfortable, that it's really hard and lonely sometimes. Like the shadow work it can get dark. Like you start learning things too about your past that you didn't even realize like you can't
Hmm.
even remember because your brain blocked it out and like didn't want to think of the trauma, but your body's reacting to it.
I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to the when they're depressed, they literally forget how bad it was. That's how like why people stay in toxic relationships because they'll
Mm-hmm.
break up with their significant other, only remember the good things because
The
they were
love
so
bombing too.
depressed
Yeah.
during the bad stuff that their brain literally erases it because they don't your brain will remove it for you until
Mm-hmm.
you go back and heal because it's obviously in your body.
Yeah.
But yeah, your brain will literally try to make you forget that part. And that's why you're like sitting there, oh, he was so nice. We had that one nice dinner.
That and that's how it happens too is like you realize there's so much more bad than good even if there is good. That's okay.
Hmm.
You know? You can acknowledge that and appreciate that. Like that was my issue too in my past is like I held on to that too hard. Where I
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, now
Hmm.
it's up here and the good's down here." It's definitely like I'm done.
Hmm. Two things can exist at the same time.
Absolutely.
And that's even once that partner is removed from your life. You can still love them. I send love to all of my exes. I've talked about this with
Yes.
Miles so many times that even though there was tons of trauma there, I still have love for them. I also
Mhm.
have hate for them, but I love them. So
Yeah.
loved them.
I always say, like, we don't talk shit about people. We talk about things that people do that are shitty.
Yeah.
It's a difference. So definitely like becoming more self-aware, becoming more in tune with your body and your mind so that you will be able to heal yourself and grow through those traumas, not bringing them up in your future. And also just being comfortable enough in your own mind too, because like your anxiety, like I get anxiety all the time, and it's something that I've definitely overcome more in the past couple of years because I'm comfortable enough to either address it, move things, move past things if it needs to be, or, communicate things around with the people around me. But what's up, Lex? What you got
I was,
crossed over there?
I was gonna say that fixing these things, like being more self-aware, is going to medically or clinically help you as well, right?
Mm,
Like lower cortisol levels,
mm.
less stress. You're
You're
less
gonna live
likely
longer.
you're less likely to catch an immune disease. Like all of these things work together, and if your body's in constant fight or flight, like that's going to be what makes your blood sugar spike. That's going like because you're eating more, because you're relying on sugary candies and things like that to make you feel
Yeah,
better every night. So things to like think about, like if you are constantly eating sweets every single night because it makes you feel better, or if you feel like you have to spend money the second you get your paycheck, like you go and spoil yourself a little bit, there's probably some more reflecting that you need to do, because
yeah,
you know you want better for yourself, and that's why you're listening.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's why we're here, guys. No, I agree. Like, again, it's just filling that void with something good. Like I used to go to the sessions for the holistic healing stuff. Like when I got introduced to it, like I would go into my room and get on the phone with Karen. Oh, I love Karen. Anyway, she changed my life. But it's one of those things where you have a process where you balance and ground yourself. And again, if you guys want to know the information, you guys can like text me or whatever. But if you balance and ground yourself and you kind of like are meditating through it, and then it's discussing it to, you know, yourself, the people around you, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, like it is releasing bad things. Like it's like it says, how would it feel, oh, this is so good, sorry, how would it feel to let go of shame, blame, guilt, pride, fear, and punishing, and release that, feel your body release it, and then you say, and fill it with and replace it with love, patience, compassion, forgiveness. Like you want to fill those things in your life that are literally bringing a negative space into your life with positive things. So like if you are overeating at night, maybe have like I mean like when I first started, it was like starting with electrolytes and Gatorades instead of soda or candy. It would be like, oh, this protein bar tastes just like candy. I'm going to eat that instead. It's finding those things that are more positive, at least, like baby steps, do little by little if you need to. But as long as you're making those active changes in your life, you're going to be able to heal yourself and replace the bad with good things. And then you'll start feeling that happy, healthy life that you want to live.
I remember, and I think a lot of people, at least in my hometown, because that's all I can really go off of, are
Hometown Baraboo, Wisconsin.
yeah,
That shit is fun. I
are
love
kind
that
of
place.
stuck in this. But like, if you would have told me what Jay just said
Oh my gosh. I would
3
have said
years
I've
ago,
been burnt at stake.
I just would have been like, okay, yeah, just say it, right? And I'll just say it and I'll feel better. How does it feel to not feel regret? Well, I feel regret.
Yeah.
Like, how would it feel to not be shameful? Well, I don't know, because I feel shame. Like,
Yeah.
you can't just say it. Like, and so I know that it can feel very frustrating when we discuss things like this, because it
Mhm.
seems like it's just words or it's just whatever. But like actually closing your eyes and being like, yeah, I feel all this. I feel the guilt. I feel the shame. I feel so ashamed that I worked out today and I ate right, and then I ate a bunch of shit at the end of the night. Like
That's gross. Yeah.
yeah, so gross. And it would feel super great if I didn't feel like that. It would feel like you have to feel yourself feel lighter, like actually feel it be
How would it
removed.
feel
And
to be better? Yeah.
yeah, and
And that's the thing too, is like you want to envision that higher version of yourself. Like
Mhm.
that's your goal. Like for me, I need goals. I have to see myself in a certain way or doing certain things to be able to like climb that ladder to get there. Like,
Mhm.
and it does sound crazy. I had like even my sister, like at the beginning of me getting into this, it was kind of like, yeah, and now she's stepping into it more. And it's so cool, like to be able to have these open spiritual conversations about healing our bodies and our past and our traumas and things like that. And it is weird talking about it. Like there's certain things that you bring up and you're like, whoa, that's weird that we're just talking about it, but we're adults and we are past it and we're moving
Mhm.
at a growth rate that is so much better than just continuing and living in that past, trauma that you're stuck in. And those things can affect your everyday life. Like you could feel like you're in a rut now and it might be something that has affected you in the past. It's like those little things are going to bring you so much more clarity into living a better life and then again helping everyone else around you because that's what we're all here for, right?
I yeah, I grew up in chaos. Like my house was a
Mm.
really crazy family dynamic, like
I love her family. It's crazy though.
crazy. And it's funny because me and my siblings laugh about it, and if my siblings are watching, like
We'll probably
they'll still
nod
laugh,
and
and
laugh.
yeah, it's crazy, and it's nothing like I've ever experienced with any of my other friends' families at all. And that's now at 26. It was even worse when my mom was just a little 18-year-old trying to raise us all.
Mm,
And it was insane. I couldn't even imagine trying to raise 4 kids at age 25.
hmm.
Ugh, vomit, gonna throw up.
Yeah,
But
especially in different situations that you guys were in too.
yeah, and so with being brought up in a crazy household or having trauma that you're aware of, right? Like I'm aware that my family's crazy and that there's a lot to unpack there. So like it might be a little easier for me than somebody who had a cookie cutter family, but obviously there's still traumas and things there.
Hmm.
And so I would recognize like I started to recognize when I would get super super anxious with my in my last relationship. Like I would just get so 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 anxious about everything. And or I realized I also hated when somebody would just call me. Don't call me.
On the
Why?
phone?
Why are you calling me?
Yeah, just shoot me a text.
What are you? What are you? What are
That
you gonna
was
say?
me.
What are you gonna say?
That
Are
was
you?
me.
And I had to like really reflect on that. I was like, why am I feeling anxious that my friends FaceTime me without a warning? Like
Hmm.
this is my homegirl. She should be able to FaceTime me with no. What are you calling
Anxieties.
me for? And I would lie all the time. All the time. I would lie about, don't call me because then I'm going to have to tell you that I'm sitting here and doing nothing and I don't want to hang out. Versus if you text me, I can lie and I can say, I'm going to the grocery store and I have plans tonight and
Mm.
I can't see you. And then I can just do whatever I want. Or I got super like anal about sharing my location with anybody because I had so many friends call me out for not doing what I said I was doing, and I still did it. I still was like, nope, I'm busy. I have to work today. And then so and so would be like, you're at home, you're at Culver's, you're here, and I'm like, why are you being a mom? Get out of my face. Get out of like, you
Yeah,
don't
but they're also like, why are you,
lying to me.
yeah, why are you lying to me?
Yeah, and so I just continued to lie. I knew when I was younger too, like my mom, she always would be like, I'd want to go sleep over at a friend's house, and she'd say no. You couldn't even ask her a question without saying no. Like,
She would just immediately know.
hey mom, no, get out of my room. Mom, why? Just get the fuck out of my room. And
Literally.
so I'm like, okay. And so I ended up just like being a naughty kid and would just leave and do things without her permission. But for the longest time, in order to get her to say yes or to get her to be my ride to the movies or the ride to my friend's house or something, I would have to lie. I would have to say, well, there's a big project due. Oh, I know it's summertime, but she has to move. I have to help her pack. I have to help her, like, whatever. I had to think of the most extreme fucking lies to just go and hang out, just to,
Right,
because there was no reason I couldn't. I wasn't a bad kid. I wasn't, like, my mom just always said no.
right.
And so that was kind of like the start. And then I grew up in a child daycare and I was related to the daycare owner. And so then too, I just had like felt like I was constantly lying for stupid things, like why I didn't have to take a nap or why I like to stay up a little bit later or things like that. And what's funny is like I was never doing anything bad. Like I wanted to stay up later to watch the High School Musical special. Like I,
That's bad.
yeah,
It's
but and
no,
obviously
I get
parents
it.
have their parenting rules for a reason, but I carried that into my adult life, like lying to my friends about being just not having the social battery. Like I've
Right.
learned as an adult, like your friends don't want to be lied to. They want you to just to say, I'm really tired.
I'm actually just gonna go to bed. It's 8 p.m.
Yeah. Or like I just got off of work and I don't want to
Yeah, I just need
go
some time to
out. I don't
myself.
want, yeah. And like, I love that. I'm a cancel culture gal.
Yeah, that's too. Yeah, just let us know. Like, just communicate. Like, be honest. And that's the thing, again, having healthy people in your life to be able to be like, no, like you can be honest with me. I trust you. You need to be able to trust me to respect your boundaries and your feelings and things like that,
Hmm.
so that you're not untrustworthy or things like that.
Yeah. And so I would carry that like stuff into my relationship, like lying about stupid things, things that weren't even necessary. Like, I can't remember anything like really off the top of my head, but just like details that were white lies. Like they were all small, and then I'd have to like say out loud. Like I remember when I was younger, when I started, when I was like 18 maybe, and I didn't have to lie to my mom anymore.
Hmm.
She would like literally ask me a question, and mid lie, I'd be like, I'm lying. I don't know why I'm lying. And that's so uncomfortable. That's
Acknowledging it.
so,
Yeah.
I was like, nope, I don't know. I'm just going over.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go for a drive because I'm fucking sad or something. Like I just said it instead of being like, oh yeah, I'm going to,
But it wasn't until you took
oh
accountability and started acknowledging, like, I don't need to lie in this situation. There's no reason.
yeah. And I mean, when you're a teenager and then some of the friends you keep around and stuff like, or like working, right? Like everybody lies about what they're doing when they ask a coworker to take their shift.
Oh my
And
gosh, yeah,
so
that's
like
funny.
when I was a bartender, we would all just be lying to each other all the time. And then they would see you out on the boat with a friend and they'd be like, I thought you had pneumonia. And you're like, oh,
I'm sick.
yeah, I did. I had pneumonia on the boat. But
Boo.
yeah, literally. And so I got myself caught up in some dark lies, like to people that I loved. And it was really hard to, right? Because you lied to yourself for so long
Hmm.
because that's what you said. And then you have to remember the lies and you have to remember. And I got good at it. Like I stopped lying when probably when I turned 18, 19. Like I tried to
Yeah.
be really aware of that. But I still had a really big lie because I did something wrong. And I, because of that, I knew I was hurting somebody. Like if they would have known the truth, it would have hurt them. Right. So I thought it was better to hide it. I thought it was better to lie. And that's like literally never the case. And anybody that's been lied to knows that if you just would have told me the truth, I would have been able to understand, have empathy for your situation. Like,
Or at least like process it and then be like, I'm glad that you told me.
right. And
As
now
shitty as it is.
I'm going to take the appropriate space and like maybe we'll be
Right.
able to come back when we heal from this. But I didn't. I chose to lie and I lied for like 5 or 6 years. And that's when I was in shitty relationships. Like I was in really shitty relationships because I
Was holding on to some stuff.
yeah, so like every time they would do something shitty to me, I would tell myself, okay, well, this is my karma because I'm
Mm.
holding on to this secret and I deserve this because I did this really shitty thing once.
So it's fine. I'll stay here.
Yeah, I did this
Yeah.
really shitty thing when I was 19 and now this person's treating me like shit and this is what I deserve because whatever. And it's like I kept my friends would treat me like shit or they would make me feel bad. I deserve this because I'm a shitty person, because I'm a liar, because I just couldn't get myself out of that. And then I finally, at 22, 3, I don't know, I just told all of my secrets. I told all the people that I had hurt, all the secrets that I had, like to my ex, I told them. The person that I was keeping this super secret from, I told them. I told everybody in my hometown. I told everybody. And it was so hard. I think I cried for a month and a half straight. But
Because it's dark and lonely.
I didn't hold on to that toxic relationship anymore.
Yeah.
I wasn't seeing him anymore. I was like, I don't deserve this because I'm not a shitty person.
Hmm.
I'm not somebody that lies. I'm
Hmm.
not somebody that wants to feel anxious when my friends call. I'm not somebody, I just now have boundaries where I don't allow my friends to have my location because I feel Jay has my location, but I don't give my location to any other friends.
I'm not weird about it. Like some people just be going on there to see what the fuck's up.
And I answer phone calls when people call me randomly. Like I don't get anxiety anymore. I used to like literally get so anxious. It didn't matter who called me because I just thought somebody found out that secret and everything was about to just turmoil.
Yeah.
Now people like I love receiving random FaceTimes from my friends and phone calls and things like that. But I had to like literally like that is so uncomfortable. And I
Mhm.
lost like one of my best friends, my best friend. I lost my best friend.
Mhm.
And I have only become a better version of myself after that. Like, do you know how
Yeah.
hard that is?
I think you guys both have, but it's also like from the hurt comes growth and like it's again acknowledging doing these things to be able to like I don't want to say clear your name, but clear yourself so that you know that you've done everything that you
Yeah.
can to be able to try to mend things and heal things. And then at that point, it's sending love and just, keep growing on your own because that's just where you're at.
Yeah. I mean, there was a bunch of people back in my hometown that were like talking ill on my name. And once everybody found out and stuff like that, and,
Yeah.
thought I was a
Small town
slimy
things.
snake, but I was like, I was able to, like, they knew that secret. I felt that way for that 6 years. Like, I did feel like a slimy snake. I did feel, and then once they found that out, I was like, no, I'm not. I don't
Mhm.
resonate with that at all, actually.
That's
Like,
not, you were not in the right awareness space for yourself at that age to be able to be like,
yeah.
especially, yeah. So,
But so that's something is like forgiving yourself and just like
yeah.
I was able to stop going back to the toxic relationship because I knew I deserved more. Like I stopped saying I deserve this shitty stuff, this shitty behavior because I'm a shitty person. You need to believe you're not a shitty person and then you'll stop accepting shitty treatment.
Hmm.
Like you're not going to let a shitty man tell you that you're shitty if you believe I'm not shitty and then you're not going to tolerate it.
I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, just shitty.
It's just
Shitty,
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 shitty, shitty.
shitty.
Just a bunch of poop emojis. Yeah. That's that's a big one. I think I've even listened to a Mel Robbins podcast about some guy who
Do I look like I have a fever?
was a pathological liar.
I can tell because of that topic
Yeah, it is.
made
It's
me
but
uncomfortable.
we're here. It's a safe space.
Hmm.
And that's the thing too is like, we're here to talk about these things so that they become more comfortable to talk about or take action with because again, the uncomfortableness of growing is so ugh. But like once you push past it, you're like pushing past that invisible force field of like, oh, there's more out there than being stuck in this bubble. Um, so I appreciate you sharing that story because yeah, that's
Yeah, if
hard.
you're a fucking liar, just stop
Quit
lying.
fucking lying.
You can just decide you're gonna stop lying, and
You can decide your future. You can decide to be you could literally just pack up all your shit and move the fuck away. Like you could do whatever you want with your life. Choose to be a good person and choose to be good for yourself so that you can be good for other people.
there's a lot of times like that was the moment where like if you were to ask me when did it click, when did you have? Okay, so crazy.
Your awakening essentially
I have been working out since was 13,
because
right?
of sports and everything.
Sports. Like
Yeah.
I've been a tri sport athlete. I am constantly trying to grow my ass. Every bitch is trying to grow their ass.
Bless my heart.
And I never had any luck. I'm not saying I have a dump truck by any means, but letting go of that, what I was holding
Trauma.
on to, and that trauma and that guilt and that shame and everything that I was feeling with lying, and not, I sound so crazy. I wasn't lying like every other word, but I had that one secret that I was trying to do better every day and
Yeah.
not lie in other departments of my life, but I just still had that secret. And so finally, when I let that go, is when I finally dropped down to the weight that I wanted to be. My hips finally, like I was
Opened
finally,
up.
yeah, and I was finally able to lift and like actually see progress. Like
Yeah.
for whatever reason, all the stuff I was holding on to, I was actually able to like channel into my body.
The
And
stress
that's when I was
release.
like, this holistic shit is really working.
It is. It's true. Like again, I tell people all the time,
Mhm.
how did you lose all that weight? Holistic healing, like you, and that's the like it's retraining your brain and your body and your soul, and you start to see the benefits of it, and you start to feel it more, and then you get addicted to it, and you become happier, and then you want more, and so it's like it is a roller coaster as you're addressing these things that come up in your life and your body's holding on to. But yeah, especially for women in the hips, there's so much trauma that is stored there for women that is it's immaculate. So like highly recommend healing yourself so you can grow a dump truck. Just joking.
Yeah, if you want a fat ass, you need to heal.
Yeah, heal, girl. Just kidding. Okay, so that's mainly our thing, but we're gonna kind of just go through a few quotes. I wanted to, give some quotes to kind of share with you guys so that you have a little bit of inspiration through your days. And like, I don't know, like I used to have this app on my phone. I don't have it anymore. It's called I Am, but those little affirmations that come through, super helpful. Just like reminding yourself positive things, filling that negative space with positive space. So just remind yourself that you are worthy of growing and you're worthy of overcoming these things. And like Lexi said, like you deserve to be happy. You deserve to not feel like a shitty person because now, hey, I'm choosing better for myself and for my life. And that comes with a lot of things. Like you're going to lose people in your life probably. You're going to understand different things and see things differently from even like when I look back in my childhood, like I don't have that victim mentality anymore of like feeling alone and depressed and like my family wasn't perfect. It's more of like this is what I went through to be able to bring me to who I am today. And I love myself. I love who I am. I'm very proud of myself and I send so much love to my younger self for going through all those things. But like you have to let it go and see things differently so that you can move forward and heal for yourself. So just keep loving on yourself. What do you want?
I was going to say, one, when you start doing that, you recognize so easily when somebody is not in tune with themselves.
Oof.
The signs are like
the rose-colored glasses are off.
You can just like, it's kind of sucks, right? Because like it doesn't suck. It's great. It's great to know so that way you know the distance you need to keep with yourself with that person, and like maybe you can give advice and help them. But it's like so obvious when somebody is not at the same mental capacity as you are.
Yeah.
And another thing today on I don't know what platform I was on, but there was a girl who kind of was talking about this, and she said that she was just in a rut. She like somebody recognized that she's just a miserable person, right? She's always in a bad mood. She's always pitying herself, and even if she's not talking about it, she's always coming into work and being like, "Ugh, like how's your day,
like
Sarah?"
a negative Nancy.
Yeah, like how's your day, Sarah? All I did was sleep and come here. Okay, well, how about a good strategy, something good to practice is literally pretending.
Fake it till you make it.
And this girl said the same thing. She said some girl told her to do it, and she's like, okay, just because I pretend to be happy doesn't mean I'm going to be happy. And then every day she got in the elevator on her way to work, and she would be like, somebody would be like, hey, Sarah, how's your day? I had the best day. Do you have any weekend plans? And then eventually, like, she
became.
Yeah, and she was manifesting these things for herself and better things for herself and just, like, keeping her attitude up. And that's the same thing with, like, they always say it in work, like, don't go around like complaining about your day because it will pull everybody, and that is absolutely true.
It is so true. There's also
everybody can fucking relate to a miserable day, not getting sleep. Everyone can relate. Right. So if you were to go up to somebody and say, "Oh, I didn't get any sleep last night. I'm fucking exhausted. Today sucks."
Bitch, cool. I got fucking 2 hours of sleep too.
Right, but that's what you're gonna say. And that's gonna bring your mood down.
Right. It is. Yeah. Nobody wants to hear people complaining like that.
And of course, I can relate to you not getting sleep. There's nights I haven't gotten sleep. But you could have came over to me and been like, oh, I'm so ready to get money today. Let's fucking do this. That's radiating energy.
It is. And it's and even in the workplace environment, huge, especially in the workplace. It is like me and Lexi, we were at True Bliss, and that's kind of like the energy that we brought every day was like, let's get this. We went to the gym at 4 a.m. and we were pumped up and ready to go for the day. Like it was great. And then like once we left, it kind of started going down. It's like, you guys can still bring that energy. You guys can still do it. It's like your choice and you. And like, it sucks because people say like, you can't choose to be happy. It's like, yes, you fucking can. Like, there's also a scientific like fact that I just heard on Mel Robbins, where it's like 90, I think it was Mel Robbins. It was like 90 seconds is what your brain is like. 90 seconds is what it takes for your brain to be over. Like if you're still crying after 90 seconds, you're still crying because you're choosing to cry. You're still mad because you're choosing. Your brain and your body is literally, it's like a 90-second time frame to where your body is feeling those emotions, and then after that you're choosing.
And that's what I tell people. My cousin used to be a chronic sad girl. She loved it. She loved listening to sad music. She loved being sad.
I get that.
And that's fine. But you need to not like get into a place where you pity yourself for that.
Mhm.
You're choosing to be sad.
Lifting up your mood with different music,
So if you're crying,
different things.
crank the rave music.
Right.
Crank the old 2000s hip hop.
Have a dance party.
Funk.
Meredith Grey.
Yeah, literally, it sounds so stupid, and it feels so stupid to be crying in your living room and dancing to Pop Lock and Drop It. But
it absolutely helps. Like
Yeah,
moving your body and just getting yourself out of that mindset. Like
it seriously does. And I think you can just choose. Like you can literally
Force
choose.
yourself.
I'm done. I'm done doing this. I'm done sitting here crying. I'm done being lazy. I'm done doing this stuff. And
it's all about discipline.
mhm.
Even in those situations, you have to do it. You just literally, you can't keep yourself in that mental space because you're not going to get anywhere. Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, close us out with these quotes.
Quotes. Just kidding. I was like, fuck off. Okay. Our first quote of the day. Your past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. You're being evicted, bitch. Get the fuck out and move on. Just
Yeah,
joking.
the trend where it was like, I'm still at the restaurant. Get the fuck out of that restaurant. Go find a better restaurant. Move states and get a different restaurant.
I've never heard that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's about relationships and shit.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, I'm still sitting at the table.
Oh, it's
whatever.
like, bitch, what are you doing? Still sitting there.
Yeah, why are you still sitting there?
Yeah, that
You
makes sense.
can't find Mexican anywhere else? No.
You can't find Mexican anywhere else. That's funny. Okay, cool. I like that. Yeah, I don't know. Again, stop living in the past, you know. Move on. Live free. You're evicted. I'm just kidding. Okay, second quote. Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know then.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Again, the awareness is huge. And then once you become aware, it's kind of hard. Like, it's shitty at that point because you're like, fuck, yeah, I fucked up in this situation. But in those past situations, like there's certain things that I've done where I'm like, I really was not aware of how awful that was or how bad that was, or I shouldn't have been doing that, or I should have, just not, So there's things where it's like, I don't hold those to myself. I forgive myself, my past self for those things because I didn't know any better almost, like I didn't have that awareness or that taught to me or, there's so many like,
well, even with me lying,
huge
obviously
things.
you should know not to lie. You're taught that always.
Right.
But in the environment that I was in, like I didn't know that, well, this is a really bad example. This is a really bad example. You shouldn't lie. You should know you should not lie. But I was put in a situation and I didn't know why I did it. I didn't know because I beat myself up for a very long time. Like I was like, you did this, you chose to do this. I didn't choose to do that. Maybe my physical body was there, but I was in such a tough mental space and again, depressed. So I don't really have fond memories or like I wasn't making sound decisions and stuff like that. And I was so young that like I'd never had consequences like the ones I'm facing now.
Right.
For doing that. So for me, I was taking the easier route for sure, but I forgive myself for not knowing any better.
Yeah.
Like I just wasn't.
It's just a part of like life. Like you're so young and like again in certain families and situations, like you're not taught certain things or like you're not disciplined in a way that you had to learn that wasn't right. It's
I also couldn't say no. I mean, like that was a previous struggle that led me into
another
that situation. Like I
Yeah.
struggled so hard to say no because I was a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I didn't say no. And so that was huge.
Sorry, it's with the loud music. Get over here. Lay down. Lay down. Oh my gosh. Come here, Bo. Leave it. Leave it. Gosh dang it.
At least it was a good
cut.
cut. At least there was a good space. Bo Henry, get your ass over here. Come lay down.
Okay, we gotta wrap up, but okay. Forgive your past self. You weren't aware. But also, Don't be stupid. Just do it. And then the last one is healing doesn't erase. Bo, shut the fuck up. The last one is healing doesn't erase the past. It changes your relationship with it. Yeah. The past is never going to change. But, like I just said, I look at my past now and I think so different than I did even 10 years ago. You know, forgiving my parents, forgiving my family for everything, like forgiving myself for certain things. It's just one of those things where you just have to see things differently once you start growing and learning how to move past those situations. You're going to feel so much more easy peasy. Oh, yeah, that just happened. Oh, yeah, that's just how it was. It is what it is.
I would say the last quote that I want to add actually is that it's not happening to you, it's happening for you.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of people that are beginning their healing journey think, why is this happening to me? Why am I losing my job? Why is this
these
feelings?
friends
Why are these
leaving,
people
yeah.
treating me like this? Nope. Like,
trust the universe.
this is happening
Absolutely.
for you, not to you.
There's a reason that it's happening. Use it as a stepping stone. Use it as growth. It is uncomfortable. It sucks sometimes. A lot of times it sucks. But there's no other way that you're going to be able to be the person that you truly want to be if you're not going to get out of that space. So, yeah.
Mic drop.
Boom. Mic throw. Anyways, Jersey Mikes. Just joking.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys feel the love and for yourself and from us, because we think that you're worthy and amazing and you are more than capable of doing things that you want to do. Yeah, and hard things. And you're strong and, you know, you're loved, and continue to grow through the hard things and uncomfortable things. Because
get cheesy with it. Do all the stuff that they say. Get so cheesy with self-love and all. Like, me and my boyfriend make vision boards. I have my whiteboard of all the things I want to do. I surround myself with photos and things. I write lists and I do checklists and I take photos every single day of myself, depending on your goals and stuff. But get cheesy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, thanks for listening today on the Juicy J. Like, subscribe, comment, follow. We got TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, jbook710, lexi.breinig, Lex in the City, whatever you want to do it with. It's going to pop up.
Or share with a friend that you think needs to hear all this shit.
Yeah, really, though. Share with your homies, because then you guys can grow together and you have people that are going to help uplift you in the world. So, all right. Bye.
Juicy J for the T. Juicy J for the T. We got Lex on the P. Stories with advice on living life. Join us on the mic every Thursday night.